Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Eric with FisherDrumming.com, and in this lesson, I'm going to show you 3 useful beginner beats. These are fun and easy to play, and they're going to help you become a better drummer. So let's jump right into it. So the context of this lesson is eighth notes, and we're going to be looking at 3 different variations for our snare and our kick drum to land within that eighth note measure. So this lesson is going to be perfect for somebody who already knows how to count eighth notes and they know the basic eighth note beat, but they need some help branching out, learning some different variations with their snare and their kick patterns to expand and become better within that eighth note framework. It's amazing all the different variations and sounds you can come up with by just changing the placement of your snare and your kick within an eighth note beat. And here's one thing I want you to remember, guys. Our hi-hat is counting all 8 notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. It's not changing at all, and all 3 beats, it's going to be just like that. So the only thing you have to think about is where is our kick and snare falling on the hi-hat? Which notes are they meeting with the hi-hat and playing together? Okay, so let's start off with beat number 1. And the simplest way I'm going to do this is to just show you the pattern of the kick and snare first. Then I'll show you what actual notes that's landing on. And remember, all you have to do is match it up with your eighth notes on the hi-hat, and you got it. All right, so let's break it down. Our snare is playing 2 notes in the measure. It's landing on 2 and the and of 3. And then our kick drum is playing 3 notes in the measure. It's landing on 1, 3, and the and of 4. Okay, so remember, the last note of the measure gets a kick, and the first note of the measure gets a kick. So when you repeat it, it's a double kick. Bum, bum, 2 eighth notes in a row. All right, so I'm going to lightly play it for you, and if you're not on a drum set, just stomp your foot and clap your hand with me, but I want to play the kick and the snare together so you get the feel. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? Now some of you are going to feel that and it's going to be easy to pick up. For others of you, use the chart below as a reference, but let's play it all together to a slow BPM on the set so you get more familiar with it. So I really like the sound of that groove because it's very useful and practical. You can use it in a lot of different musical situations. So that's something that you're going to use for a long time. Practice it, get it smooth. Remember, you want your notes to line up right on top of each other when you're playing your hi-hat, your kick, and your snare. You want them to fall in the right place, so don't rush it. Play it at a slow BPM until you really memorize that rhythm and internalize that pattern. All right, so let's move on to beat number 2. And now we're changing the eighth notes again. Check out how the snare is coming in sooner in the beginning of the measure, maybe sooner than you're used to. So let's hear how it sounds. So let's count out the placements on this groove. We have our snare coming in on the and of 1 and beat 3. And our kick drum is playing 3 notes. It's coming down on 1, the and of 2, and the and of 4. Now let's play them together and count it out. We got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now if that's easy for you and you're totally sticking with me so far, then I want to give you an option, a little extra variation that you can do to make this groove sound even more interesting. So every second measure, you can change the snare pattern by adding an additional note. And so right now we're playing it on 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The next measure, play 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. On the downbeat of 4, add another snare note. So you can alternate between playing it on those two notes and then adding that third note the second time around. So we got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's almost got like a little bit of a samba feel if we were to change up our ostinato with the feet and stuff, but I won't get too complicated for you. This is a beginner drum lesson, so let's not get too far ahead of ourselves here. Okay, so now let's put it all together with our eighth notes on the hi-hat, played at a slow BPM, play it along with me, and then we'll speed it up and move on to beat 3. All right, now we're on to beat number 3. This is actually a beat that we're playing more eighth notes in than the other two. But that actually doesn't make it more complicated. I think the feel of this one is going to come really natural. And it actually is from a song that you've probably heard before. So let's check it out together. All right, so I'm calling this eighth note beat the Coldplay groove, right? Because you've probably heard it played in clocks. So it's going to be probably a faster BPM than you're going to play here, but it's all there. Same exact sticking and everything. So our snare is playing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that's 1 and of 2 and beat 4. And our kick drum is playing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Ba boom boom, ba boom boom, ba boom. So they're just going back and forth here, and our kick drum's really taking the show on this one and playing the most notes here. So although this is a busier groove and we're playing more notes, it has a nice natural feel to it. So let's put it to a metronome, count it nice and slow, play it along with me, and then we'll bump it up a little bit at the end. Now this is definitely a fun groove, as you can see, and it sounds good when you play it faster, and I'm sure you're going to want to bump up the BPM and start playing along with Clocks by Coldplay, and you should do that. Remember, it's better to play it slow and really get it down solid first before you just try to get it fast. Don't sacrifice clarity, time, dynamics, and feel just to get fast. Now before you click away, I want you to know that this lesson is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to exploring all the different variations that we can do with our snare and our kick drum in this eighth note context. If you want to get the rest of these eighth note grooves, as well as a course that's going to teach you everything you need to become a solid drummer, then click the link down in the description below to the Drumming Fundamentals Master Course. That course has over 30 lessons for beginner drummers that help you learn all of these key essential things to become a solid drummer. So check that out, guys. And if you're new to the channel, guys, please subscribe, turn on the bell notification so you can get notified when I come out with a new lesson, and leave a comment, smash the like button, help support this channel here so I can continue to come out with more lessons designed for you guys to become better drummers. Thanks so much for sticking with me through this. I'll see you on the next lesson. Take care and have fun.